Welcome, geometry students, to Angles in a Triangle. This is a Kuta software worksheet tutorial. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, a lot of your teachers will give you these kinds of worksheets to help you learn the triangle angle sum theorem and the triangle exterior angles theorem. So we're going to go ahead and kind of apply both of them, and as well as some vertical angles. There's some algebra in here, so all kinds of good stuff. We're going to go ahead and try to do this as quickly as possible, but this is a pretty large worksheet for a problem like the first one, jumping right into it. We have three angles here, and we know that three angles in a triangle need to add up to 180 degrees. So all we have to do is say 65 plus 57 plus our question mark, we can call it x, equals 180, and then we solve for x. In order to solve for x, we're going to subtract 65, and we're going to subtract 57 from both sides. So we write minus 65 minus 57 and 180. We're going to do that subtraction right now, and we get 58. So we get x equals 58. Pretty simple for that one. Anytime you have a 90-degree angle, these ones are much easier in my opinion. These two add up to 130 degrees. So we know this one needs to be 150 because that's what's left to get it to 180 degrees. You did the same thing for 3 and 4. Number 5. This one is a couple different ways you can do that. The first thing you got to recognize here is that this angle, this green angle, and this orange angle form a what? They form a linear pair. That means they add up to 180 degrees. So we can easily find the red angle by doing 180 minus 137. So when we do 180 minus 137, we get 43 degrees. Okay, now we have choices. Let me show you the way that most students do. That's a little bit longer, but it still works. What they do is they find this angle right here, and then they realize that blue angle and this purple angle are supplementary, so then they can find that angle. So they do, well, they know 180 degrees go in a complete triangle, which is this one. And they subtract 43, and they subtract 102 from that triangle, 180 degrees, to get the blue angle. So you go 180 minus 43 minus 102, and you get 35. So the blue angle is 35 degrees. Now, since we know that 35 and this purple angle form a linear pair, they make 180 degrees, we can do 180 minus 35 to get our purple angle, which is our target, and that equals 145. So we get 145 degrees for that angle. There's another way to do this problem. Okay, so I just showed you using the triangle angle sum theorem and supplementary angles. The first step remains the same. So let me erase this work just so you can see the new process. So erase, 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 erase. Okay, so we're trying to find this angle, right? We still need to find that x, that 43 degrees, but now we have a different situation that we're going to look at. We have this angle, and we have this angle. Those are what we call remote interior angles. Remote interior. Okay, why? Well, because we have an exterior angle here, and they're not touching the exterior angle, so they're remote. It's like a remote island or the remote control. It's far away. So they're the far away interior angles of this particular triangle. So this is the triangle in question, okay? Now, one thing we know about exterior, this is the exterior angle theorem, is the triangle exterior angle theorem, is that these two remote interior angles need to add up to give you the exterior angle. So 43 plus 102 needs to add up to give you the exterior angle, equals the question mark. And what do you get? Well, you get 145 equals the question mark, and that's what we got the first time. So there's two different ways to do these problems. This way is faster than the other way, the first method we'd use, but sometimes it's a little tough to recognize. So let's go ahead and apply it for number 6. Number 6, we know that this angle is 35 because it's a vertical angle to this guy. So now we have, guess what? Again, we have remote interior angles, and we can apply it to this exterior angle. An exterior angle is outside the triangle with one of the sides extended. Okay, so now we know that 100 plus 35, those two added together, is going to equal the question mark. So our question mark is just 135 degrees. See how that's a pretty quick way to do this problem? And we can do that in almost every situation. So here we have 30, 20. We know that this needs to add up to give this angle. Well, this is a different situation, but this is still fairly easy. So we have 180 minus 30 minus 20. So that gives us 130. Because that's 130, this is a vertical angle, so that's also 130. Let's do one more of these. So we can find this angle easily enough. This is 25 because it's supplementary to 155. And now we have remote interior angles to this exterior angle. We'll label it purple. So we say 25 plus 60 is going to give us 85 degrees. That's the quick way to do these problems. We're going to skip ahead to some tougher ones. So if we take a look at this one, number 10, we're going to have to do 60 plus 65 to get 125. And then that would make this purple angle, pardon me, that would make this angle 155 degrees. Something's not right. Just 55 degrees. I don't know why I put a 1 in front of it. So that's 55 degrees. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, 55 degrees. Now, 55 plus 50 plus this angle, this yellow angle, needs to add up to what? Well, they all form a linear pair, so they need to add up to 180. So to find this yellow, we can simply do 180 minus 50, that's 130, whoops, minus 55, what is that, 75? I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check that. 180. I've made mistakes before. I'm only human. 55, so it is 75. Barely human. Okay, so 75 plus 35 is 110, so that would make this last angle, after I subtract 75 and 35, 180 minus 35 minus 75 is going to be equal to 70, because 70 plus 30 is 100, plus 5 and 5 is 110, and we get 70. Okay, so that's how you do that type of problem. This one looks tough. It's really not that bad. If you know this is, well, first let's find this missing angle blue. So we do 180 minus 36 minus 84. And you get, hold on, sorry, hit a wrong button, 84, enter. So we get 60, so this is 60. Because this is a complementary angle with this one, a little bit different, we know that's going to be 30. So then we do 180 minus 36, 86, sorry. 86 minus 30. I'm just doing this on my calculator, which once you get comfortable, you can do the same thing. We get 64, so this angle equals 64. So a lot of just subtraction, a lot of just figuring out from 180. This one, you're going to have vertical angles. That's the key to that. This one looks tough. Let's go ahead and try number 13, and then we're going to get to the algebra ones. So trying to figure out what we actually need here, we probably should find this angle, okay, and this angle. Those would be helpful. This one is easy enough to find because that's going to be 25 degrees because it's supplementary. So if we can find these two angles, we know that those two remote interior angles will add up to this one. So we're trying to find those two marked blue. How do we do that? Well, a way we can do this in reverse, actually glad we got this situation. This first one we can find, we can actually take the exterior angle, 115, subtract the remote interior angle, and we're going to get our missing angle because we know that x plus 85 equals 115. So now we're just going in reverse. We're subtracting 85 from both sides to get x. So do 115 minus 85, that should be 30. So we get 30 for x. Now we know that this is 90. So 30 plus 90, this takes us to 120. And we're missing how much to make it a complete 180 degree linear, a triple, I guess you could call it. We're missing 60. So now we know that 60 plus 25, those two added together, is going to be our remote interior, or our exterior angle. Those are remote interiors. So we get 85 degrees. Okay. And I'm pretty confident you'll be able to do the rest just using these same principles, but let's go ahead and get to some algebra. Okay, this one, you're going to add these all up and set them equal to 180, solve for x. Pretty simple there. This one's a little bit tougher. I guess not, but if you wanted to, you could find this angle and then set it equal to 180 with this one added together, or you can just recognize that these are remote interior angles and that together they need to add up to the purple. So we can say 64 plus 27 is going to be equal to 97 plus x. So this is very similar. If you get the top part, This part should be just as easy, plus 27, and then we subtract 97 from both sides. So I subtract 97, and I actually get x equals negative 6, and that's okay as long as it's not an angle measure. So we could actually find this angle by subtracting 6, and we get 91 degrees for that guy. Let's do 20. This one looks hard, but it's really not that bad. We have vertical angle, this is 80. We have vertical angle, this is 60. So that together is 140. We're missing 40 degrees, or we could say, this is the long way to do it, we could say 80 plus 60 plus x plus 51 equals 180. Well, I know that's 140 plus x plus 51 equals 180. So I subtract that from both sides. And I get 40 equals x plus 51. We're going to subtract. And we get x equals negative 11. Okay, but what is it asking for? It just says solve for x. And then it says find the angle, measure of angle A. So we know that these two plus this 90 degrees need to add up to 180. So we said x plus 37 plus x plus 67 plus 90 equals 180. Three angles in a triangle. We're going to combine like terms here. We get 2x. And then we have 37 plus 67. 37 plus 67. We get 104 plus 90. Whoops, that's 194. Lots of negatives here. So we get negative 14 equals 2x. X equals negative 7. But now this section wants us to plug it in. So we're going to plug this in for x. For each of these angles, we get 30 degrees here. And then 60 degrees here. Okay, we're going to do one more just for fun. We'll do the last one. So this is a vertical angle here, so we know this is 4x plus 17. And then these three angles need to add up to 180 degrees. So we say 4x plus 17 plus x plus 23 plus 80 equals a grand total of 180. We're going to combine our like terms here. Here, we have 5x. Here, and here, we're going to do, what is that? 23 plus 17 is 40. So we get plus 120 equals 180. We subtract 120 to get 60 equals 5x. X equals 12. We're not done. We need to plug this in to find the missing angle right here, or either one of these, doesn't matter. So we get 4 times 12 plus 17, 48 plus 17 equals 65 degrees. Oh, we need to plug it in this one too. Yep, okay, we need to plug it in that one. So we have x equals 12. 12 plus 23 is 35. And there you have it. Hopefully this gives you enough exposure for these problems to understand how to do all of them. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.